Crimson Desert is a new massive open-world RPG. The game is being developed by Pearl Abyss Studio from the same creators of the MMO Black Desert. Filled with lot of different mechanics and with a fast and brutal combat style, looks like a mix of a action RPG with the gameplay of a hack-and-slash game. For those who enjoy titles like Assassin's Creed series, The Witcher, Zelda, and general action medieval games, I think you're going to enjoy this one, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in the end of 2025, but with no official release date yet.
A land soaked in blood by the battles of those who seek peace.
There are beings who brought chaos to province. The rifts they have created will return everything to nothingness.
Seeking out my Greyling comrades.
What I can tell you now is that this mission will restore the
Borderlands 4 is the new adventure of the most acclaimed looter-shooter series. It's an FPS series with some RPG mechanics, and it's being developed by Gearbox Software. If you've never played some game of the series, it's a fun and unique FPS experience with quirky characters and a very fun progression, especially if you play with some friends. This promises to be the greatest Borderland experience. The series is known for being unique and really fun, and it's coming out in September 12, 2025 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and Microsoft Windows.
The gift changes you, slowly consuming every little part of your humanity. You never know you are a monster until someone comes to slay you.
Wuchang Fallen Feathers is a new Souls-like game, with impressive scenarios and graphics, and the game is being developed by a studio called Lean Z. For the people who likes action RPG will be looking forward to this new one, cause it looks great. It's set in the land of Shu during the dark and tumultuous late Ming dynasty, with humans fighting for power and insane creatures. Looks really good, and it's coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5 and PC in some moment of 2025.
Kindness. Take the easy times what shape us, nay. 'Tis how we rise to face the hard times what does that for us.
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
The Witcher 4 is finally the new adventure of this beloved series. The game is being developed by the studio CD Projekt Red, just like the other games of the series, and is coming out probably in 2026 or later to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The series is known for being an extremely immersive and massive RPG series, with hours and hours of content with a lot of quality. This new experience will be set after The Witcher 3, but the difference here is that the protagonist won't be Geralt anymore, but Ciri, an important character of the third game.
Far too long.
Oh, my forever friend. Help me to hold your hand and dance.
You're not the puppet I was expecting. Who are you?
How can it be winter all of a sudden?
I'm sorry. You want to know the year? What a pleasure to meet a stalker worthy.
Lies of P Overture is a DLC to the game Lies of P. That's an excellent Souls-like game, set in a dark version of the universe of Pinocchio. The original game features a good gameplay and insane boss fights, so if you like Souls-like games, you should play it. The DLC will bring a new part to the story, with new stages, new weapons, new enemies and of course, new bosses. The game is being developed by the studio Neowiz, a studio that delivered an insane game with the original Lies of P, so I'm really curious to see this DLC, and it's coming out to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS4, PS5, Windows, and Mac in summer of 2025.
I'll do whatever it takes. Your survival is all that matters. Nothing else comes close, not even my life. I swear I won't be late. Not again.
Legendary. She stepped up only because no one else could. Too many stalkers were lost to that evil.
Don't they? Living it up with the common folk every single night. On a day-to-day basis, I'd say the true hero is me, someone who's breaking new ground with fruit.
Fable is the returning of the famous RPG series from Xbox games. The new game will be a sort of reboot, but with the same style and personality it seems, and it's being developed by Playground Games. Fable 2026 is going to be set in a fantasy world filled with different creatures from fairy tales, set in a third-person camera, with different gameplay styles. It's a game that your choices changes the events and story of the game, like the classic ones. If you played the original Fable games, I think you are at least curious about this one, so know that it's coming out in some moment of 2026 to Xbox Series X and S, and Windows, but PS5 may be confirmed in the future.
One moment. This is awkward.
In an age forgotten, ancients, tyrannical manifestations of nature itself held the world stagnant. A lone witch stood in defiance. Against their might, she brandished the forbidden flame.
Witch of Oblivion is a very unique Souls-like game, and believe me, it's really a Souls-like, set in a magical and colored open world, and based in a sorceress combat style. The game is being developed by Tasto Alpha, and this is probably one of the most different Souls-like games that I've ever seen, cause usually expect a dark and dead world when we think about a Souls-like game, and not a kinda happy universe style like in this game. It'll be more than a Souls-like, it'll also have its own style and features in its manner, but I got curious about it. I want to see how it's really going to be, but it has no release date yet and is coming out only on PC so far.
unable to remember her true purpose. The forest came to call her the Witch of Oblivion.
Born of its raging expanse. They said he emerged out of the night, that he came out of the fright wastelands, shaped by depraved thoughts. A shadow followed him, riding on a horse as big as a dragon, his sword ablaze.
The Night Wanderer is an action RPG in the Souls-like style set in a unique world. The game promises to have a good and immersive story, and also scenarios, with a beautiful graphic style. It's being developed by Mighty Koi, and in the game we'll play as Wuchang, an elite soldier, and must find out what happened to a lost expedition headed for a mysterious, fantastical planet of medieval-like Midgard. The game features breathtaking graphics and environments, at least for what we can see of it so far, but to see the final version of the game we'll need to wait until it's out. But for now we don't have the release date, but it's coming out to PlayStation 5, Microsoft Windows, and Xbox Series X and S. The Relic First Guardian is an action RPG developed by Project Cloud Games. The game features a dark and dangerous world, with a beautiful graphic style and impressive environments. The gameplay is basically inspired in the Souls-like style, with a cadenced-paced combat system, kinda similar to the new Lords of the Fallen, but faster, with different creatures as enemies, all looking really good. The game, as any other Souls-like, will have huge and immersive boss fights with great and inspiring soundtracks, and I must say that it looks good, but to really play the game we'll need to wait until some moment of 2025, and is coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC.
Where yon the vale did I chance to see you, the little minnow in the clear, more righted though, in fayish way. A foundling here of mother's sorrow, conveyed to me by beaver, by sparrow. Blighted, yes, or so they say.
Soulframe is a new action RPG set in an open world, with a MMO experience, and is going to be a free-to-play game, and looks really good, with nice graphics, a beautiful and stunning world. The game is being developed by the studio Digital Extremes, and is set in a fanciful and magical world, with interesting enemies, including interesting boss fights, and it's not exactly a Souls-like, but a game with some aspects of Souls-like. It's being developed for a long time, even had a closed beta already, but there's no release date yet for the final version, and it's only confirmed for PC for now.
Gather motes of living world. Come gather arms against old and herd. And join our family beyond your blood. For Blight.
We begin by hearing an old, wise-sounding voice. And we see a quiet, peaceful setting. This will make our game seem big and important. Something must break the serenity. Will this creature be in the game? No. Say goodbye to it forever. Suddenly, and for no reason, people running.
The Outer Worlds 2 is a new sci-fi FPS RPG, and will obviously be a sequel to the first game, and it's again being developed by Obsidian Entertainment. We know that the Obsidian released Avowed this year, and now they're surely working on the development of the Outer Worlds 2, and it's probably going to be in the same style of the original game, a fun open-world adventure. The game has no release date yet, and it's confirmed to Xbox Series X and S, Windows, and PlayStation 5, so if you played the first one on PlayStation and thought that the second wouldn't be there, yes, it will.
And like all good sequels, we've included everything that should have been in the first game. More action. More weapons. And more graphics.
「ゾンビとは過去にとらわれ抜け出せない者たちです」「彼らは真の解雇主義者なのですよ」
このようなことが連鎖的に起きたんでしょう。
Showa American Story is a really curious game. It's going to be a RPG game, but a very unique one. The game is being developed by the studio Netcom Entertainment, and it's planned to be released still in 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Windows. A brand new RPG and an enthusiastic love letter to the 80s pop culture that features a strong taste of B-movies. Follow Chuko's journey of truth and revenge across North America as she grows stronger. A game that mixes many features. It even resembles Yakuza series in some aspects. The combat will mix melee combat to combat with firearms, all set in a third-person camera. Pokemon Legends ZA is finally a new Pokemon adventure and will be a huge and massive JRPG experience for those who enjoys Pokemon, and it's being developed by Game Freak. Usually Pokemon is in its core the same thing: catch the Pokemons, battle, advance, evolve, and become the master. And here it's not different, but we'll see the old Pokemons, and also some new ones, what's always exciting. The game is going to be released in some moment of 2025, and as we know, it's a Nintendo series, so it'll be a Nintendo Switch exclusive, but there will probably be a Nintendo Switch 2 version improved in the future.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand. Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks. Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution. When a trainer's Keystone resonates with the Mega Stone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape.
I give you my blood. Turn, O wheel, and transported.
The Duskbloods is the new game of the beloved studio From Software, but you fan of From Software games, this one shall be different. It's described as a PvPvE multiplayer-focused game, so I wonder how it's really going to work, cause it's really different of any other From Software games. The game is planned to be released in 2026, and it's going to be an exclusive game of Nintendo Switch 2, something that no one ever thought it was possible, since From Software usually works alone, or with PlayStation. But despite all that, the style of the game is still in the same style, a dark and bizarre world, and now, the theme is going to be about vampires, what looks really fun. The Elder Scrolls 6 is the new journey of the series after Skyrim, but we have no idea when it's coming out. It was announced with Starfield, so it means they're working in this game now, but when it shall be coming out we still don't know. It's being developed by Bethesda, and shall be released on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows.
Just run away.
Phantom Blade Zero is a new fast-paced action RPG game, and all the videos and gameplays of the game looks absolutely mind-blowing. It's being developed by the Studio S game, and in the game we see some inspirations in Souls-like game, since the gameplay style, to the boss fights, but the game won't be exactly a Souls-like. The graphics looks really awesome, and will surely be a great game when it's released. We still don't know when the game is coming out, but in a new trailer they said that the release date is going to be announced in 2025, so I believe the game is coming out in 2026 or later, and it's coming out to PlayStation 5 and Windows.
Everyone wears a mask! You too! This is a real face!
He let you live? What secret did you sell him?
Chrono Odyssey is a next-generation action MMORPG. The game features include awe-inspiring visuals powered by Unreal Engine 5, a vast and intricately designed seamless open-world, dynamic action-based combat mechanics based on time manipulation and extensive customization. The game looks extremely beautiful since the graphics to the visual style, with an interesting combat style. It's being developed by the studio Chrono Studio, and it'll be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S, and Microsoft Windows. If you are a fan of MMORPG games, this one looks really nice, with a ravishing world to explore.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Ballad of Antara is an upcoming fantasy action RPG set in a fanciful and magical world with a fast-paced and fluid combat style. It's being developed by Tipsworks Studio, and in the game you shall embark on a perilous journey, seek out colossal divine creatures and recover lost and distorted essences set in a sort of open land with challenging enemies and powerful bosses. The game will be a single player, but you can also play in co-op, so for those who likes to play with friends, this one looks very good, and it's coming out in some moment of 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Microsoft Windows.
This shall not fall into your treacherous hands. Wayward emissaries, grant us the forgotten miracles. Rain fire from
the towering shadows, vanished into the mist.
Wayward emissaries, grant us the... 只要我心不散，大唐就不会亡。
那就再唱下去吧。到底是人活进了戏里，还是戏本就因人而在？
为何执意要起兵戈之祸？
Project The Perceiver is a new action RPG developed by a Chinese studio, Paper Games. The game is extremely beautiful with insane graphics and impressive scenarios. It's planned to be released in 2025 or 2026, and will be released on PlayStation 5 and Windows. The game will be set in a big and immersive universe, which will be an open world. The combat of the game kinda resembles Sekiro, but with its own style. The combat is fast and fluid, with a special care for the animations of the protagonist and of the enemies too, especially the bosses. What even resembles Souls-like games, of so fluid it looks.
你来了。
It's all right. Lunka! Don't hurt her!
The Blood of the Dawnwalker is the new game by the director of The Witcher 3. He left CD Projekt Red and is now creating a whole new game. The new studio is Rebel Wolves. They promise us to develop a AA game with the quality of a AAA. If you don't know, that's about how much money will be used in the development, and let's be honest, he knows how to make games. It'll be set in immersive open world filled with vampires, and in some moment, the protagonist will be also a half vampire. What makes it even more interesting? The gameplay will be fluid and with a lot of possibilities, and like The Witcher, you choose the destiny of the world by your decisions. What is always interesting when you want to replay the game. It's coming out to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows, with no release date yet.
For all of you. Your time is running out.
This place is a womb where we grow our future.
Your weapons fail. Your ammunition runs low.
And you've yet to see our most beautiful creation. All you have is your hatred and your individuality.
Now don't you wish you joined us? Would you then feel so alone?
System Shock 2 Remaster is finally the official release date confirmed, that is June 25, 2025, and the game is being developed by the studios Night Dive Studios, Looking Glass Studios, and Irrational Games, and it'll be available on PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, and Windows. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is a genre-defining experience that established innovative gameplay mechanics that are a staple of the FPS and RPG genre today. Survive the wretched corridors of the Von Braun. Your training has prepared you for this, so if you missed the classic series, this game shall be an interesting revival. Archeage Chronicles is one of the most beautiful MMORPG games announced and will probably be one of the best games in this style of its year. And it's being developed by the studio XL Games. Explore Auroria, a vast and vibrant world brimming with rich lore and thrilling action. The gameplay looks really good, involving all types of gameplay, with lot of different weapons, enemies, and environments. So if you like MMORPG games, this is probably one that you need to take a better look, and it'll be coming out to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC, but there's no release date yet.
Spell has turned steel to stone and left her army unmatched. Only you can wield the hammer of the gods and bend steel to your will.
Blades of Fire is a new medieval action-adventure game coming out still in 2025. The game is being developed by the studio Mercury Steam and will be released in May 22, 2025 to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Windows. Join Aaron de Lira, firstborn of the King's Ward, on a journey to find the real purpose of his fate. Develop your forging skills, craft a series of weapons to suit your style, and get ready to embrace a unique combat system as you take on Queen Neria's fierce enemies. The gameplay resembles a sort of Souls-like game, but looks really simple in the gameplay, just like the graphics too. Let's just hope the game surprises with a fun story and gameplay.
Forge your legend.
What could you possibly say? You're here to kill me.
Is my valuable customer finally awake?
Many people believe that we have a purpose. As if we had been brought to Tartarus for some reason.
Pioner drops players into a vast, grim world where survival hinges on exploration, crafting, and smart resource management. As an MMOFPS, it offers both PvE missions and intense PvP zones, with unique crafting mechanics, hundreds of weapons and a deep story to explore. The game is being developed by the studio GFA Games and is coming out in some moment of 2025 to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. The universe of the game is huge and complex, with multiple possibilities since standard missions against normal foes to battles and war against other players, all set in an immersive combat style with makeshift weapons, what resembles games like Fallout for example.